There's a lot of wild animals. I mean, in the U.S. and North America alone. Um, and a lot of times, I guess when you're in the city, you don't see them as much. But when you go out onto the highways and outside the city limits, where there's not too much human activity, you tend to run into a whole lot of wild animals. I mean, they run the gamut from bears to mountain lions, raccoons. Well, you see raccoons in the city going through the garbage a lot. Just a big variety of animals. Okay, and a lot of times, we take for granted, like when we're in the city, um, the animals that they've coexisted with us for so many years that you know. We take for granted the fact that they know to get away from us in a hurry in the city. But what a lot of guys don't realize is that once you get outside the city limits, the wild animals outside of the city limits, they don't subscribe to the same mindset as animals that are closer to the cities. They tend to not be as fearful of you. What you got to do, you got to watch out for these animals, okay? And you got to watch out, especially when when you're way outside. You're in the more less populated parts of the country. Especially when you stop to relieve yourself, maybe on an off ramp or even at a rest area. You gotta be real mindful. And watch out for these animals. You can't avoid all the animals, but you gotta be very mindful that there are wild animals out here, and there are some that would love more than anything that they probably know they can't kill you, so what they're probably looking to do is take a nice piece of nice hunk of meat off your body and run with it. And I'm not trying to be funny or comical here. There are many cases of bobcats, attacking you. There are many cases of a lot of animals that are in the carnivorous type animals. That will they'll run up on you. If you got your back to them, they'll run up on you and latch onto you and try to take a nice chunk of meat off you and get going. Matter of fact, that's that's one big reason, especially out here where I'm at in the Southwest, in the desert, in the high desert territories, the Sierra Nevadas especially. There's a big abundance of wild animals. And I mean, there are more mountain lions than I care to know about, and coyotes also. So you especially want to be careful when you pull over off the off ramp. Take a little leak. I keep my front side towards the wild bushes, and I keep the truck to my back. And I get up on that catwalk and I take a leak, and then I just kind of scale and kind of climb around on the steps and everything and get back in the truck as fast as possible. Or hey, if possible, hey, got a couple of bottles inside the truck. I relieve myself inside the truck. The most humiliating and the most scary thing or situation to be in is an animal chasing you around your truck, and you realize, hey, these things are faster than lightning, and they'll catch you before you get, if you're at the back end of your trailer taking a leak and this animal, starts running at you. Yeah, I mean, you won't even get past the duels before this animal's caught up to you. And they're very fast, okay? So, another thing you want to watch out for, a lot of, you got these deer elk and bull elk and, moose, these animals, they can cause a lot of damage to your truck. So you want to kind of be careful and keep your eyes kind of peeled for these animals, especially in the more wooded the more wooded type of environments, you can't, sometimes in some instances you just can't avoid these animals. So, but sometimes you can maneuver the truck to kind of, not do as much damage to the truck. Uh, but you wanna, if you gotta hit these animals, big, the big beefy meaty animals. Um, you wanna try some type of evasive maneuver to just to lessen the damage that this animal can cause to the truck. So you want to kind of veer off and smack them with this, kind of like a glancing type blow, if you gotta hit it. But you never want to hit these things head on. They'll not only push that engine in, damage all kind of vital components, but they'll rip your undercarriage out from under the truck too, or if it's a hard enough hit, they can actually flip a truck over. So you guys want to be mindful of that. So here's a list of things that I do, while I'm out on the road, and I know I got to relieve myself, or you got to get outside the truck, check the truck out. Um, Number one, I try to scan the surroundings, as I'm, coming off the ramp. I try not to park next to bushes, or not too close to the wooded part of. I do this, I kind of make this a practice, because sometimes you can pull off the off ramp, and wherever you stop, you could have cornered an animal and not know it. Or you could have cut a mother off from her babies, or her young, as in the case of raccoons. Raccoons, they always travel around with their little infants, or with their small ones. Or you might have, driven into a situation. I know, especially in the wintertime, animals, they're hunting. They're on the hunt looking for food, and like I said, you could be a good opportunity for them to get a piece of meat. So they'll sit there and they'll wait for you. They'll see you coming around, getting out of that truck. Now, in the case of a cornered animal, this animal, he figured, you're about to do him in. So what he's gonna do, he's gonna try to strike first. So they'll just come out on you, claws out, and they'll be ready. They'll be ready for business. So you guys, you wanna especially pay attention to this. Um, Another one, number two, I never turn my back, to the side of the road where the, bushes or the trees or whatever. I keep the truck to my back. I never ever relieve myself with my back to the bushes, because these animals, they'll come out on you, and there's nowhere for the basic human instinct is to run forward, and guess what? There's a truck ahead of you. Plus, it gives you time to react in case something does come out on you. It'll give you time to react if the truck is to your back. And if number three, if possible, I just stand on the catwalk and do my business from up there. That way, I have way more of a chance to get away than if I was standing on the ground. In this case, if something jumped out on me, all I gotta do is just walk, along the steps on the truck, and just, pop right into the door, and I'm out of there. Also, another thing I do not do when I'm out, when I stop, on the side of the highway, I never fully close the door. I keep it cracked just a little. Like I said, this gives you a little bit more time to swing that door open and jump in. I had a friend from another company I worked at years ago, and he was up in the Northern California, the Napa, the winery areas, and he was doing a delivery, and because of the way our trucks were set up, they were tankers. We always had to keep the door open for emergencies, just in case we had to shut the PTO off if something went wrong. And everybody made a practice of that, which is keeping the door open. And this was the middle of a night delivery, and he was walking up to the, to the front of the truck, and he heard an extra set of footsteps, and just so happened there was a mountain lion behind him, and this mountain lion chased him all the way up to the front of the truck. And this guy had to have been a fast runner, because he made it up to the cab and jumped in. And he told me, hey, he said that mountain lion was looking at him, and like, hey, he wanted this guy. He wanted dinner. He wanted to eat this guy, and he said he could see the look in his eyes. So it's another big thing, guys. Keep that door like just a little bit open, and then again, you want to check before you get back in the truck, see if anything's scurried up in there also. But generally, I just open it and let it just sit right on the latch. So if I was to run up and I had to grab that handle, the door it'll fly right open. I'm jumping up in the truck. So you want to make a practice of that, keeping the door fairly open. And also, I kind of keep it a practice of, keeping like some mace, or maybe maybe mace and a combination of a stick or a metal pipe on me, just in case something go down. I got something, I got a fighting chance. Whatever self-defense device you use, it's totally up to you. As long as you keep it legal, and that's up to you. You're your own man out there, so be careful with that one. Well, guys, that kind of sums up this video. So you guys be safe out there, and hey, watch out for these wild animals now. They're out there. Your chances of running into one probably won't be, no time soon, but always keep in mind, these animals, they're out there, and you have to be mindful of that, and be watchful, and vigilant. Okay, you guys take care. See you in the next video.
I need to know where you be by.